Who knew Iowa had hills and like windy country roads? I was not ready for this. Guess that's what happens when roads close, and it's day one on a detour. It wouldn't be a family on standby day without a detour, right? Thank God there's wine at the end of this.
I saw the fall.
Welcome back, family travelers. So happy to be back. Like actually traveling somewhere instead of just sitting at home. Oh, we couldn't be more excited. We are on night one of our 30-day road trip across the Midwest up to the Rockies. We drove 5.5 hours today, stopped at winery number 1, the Wagon Wheel. It's been here since like 1850. It's insane.
Wooden Wheel.
What is it?
Wooden Wheel.
Wooden Wheel. This is the first of 3 Harvest Hosts that we're staying at. So we're gonna show you what Harvest Host is, what it's like, and how the heck are we wrangling 2 kids for 3 days and working. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be great. Come along.
Well, there's definitely plenty of space for the kids to run around here, which is exactly what we're looking for. You just kind of set your chair up and you have this amazing view of the vineyard.
So all the wines are made here, and most of the grapes are grown here. If they're not grown here, most of them, 99% of everything's grown in Iowa.
How long have you been a vineyard?
10 years. This is an old family farm, so we've actually owned the farm quite a while, since like the late 70s. And I was part of the 5th generation to grow up here. So the Wooden Wheel brand, those are actually all named after ancestors. We have 3 rules to get a bottle named after you. You have to have first to be an ancestor or royalty. You have to have a really good story that fits on a bottle, and you have to be dead. And so
Okay, so you
nobody
have
volunteers, and nobody complains about what we write either.
Why does it have Mountain Man?
My grandfather's cousin, his name was Horace Kephart.
Okay.
He actually helped form the Smoky Mountain National Park, and so they named the mountain after him, Mount Kephart.
That's so good.
Okay.
It's a nice dry wine. But I'm not even gonna talk about the wine because like, you know.
You just heard.
Right?
I love this one.
It's good. It's good. Bye-bye. Time to head to Nebraska.
Look at the little best friends. One of the tricky things about using Harvest Host, there's lots of leveling fun involved. Not really a downside, but just something you gotta kind of consider. So we've been doing that for about the past hour. We have made it to stop number 2. So we are in Raymond, Nebraska at the Windcrest Winery, and I'm sure you probably saw the drive in was interesting. We'll go with interesting. It was a stony road that had a lot of hills on it, and judging by the dirt on our car, well, that wine is going to be well deserved at this point. So we're going to head down there. The way it works is like essentially you walk in and they're like, oh, go ahead, get set up, get comfortable, and then come on down to the winery. So it's really cool because you do all this driving and then you get to end your day with a glass or 2 or
10.
however many you want of wine. So I believe like the kind of common principle with using the Harvest Host is that generally you kind of like, it's free to camp on the premises, but then you are expected to kind of just spend a little bit to support the local business. So we are certainly going to be supporting the local business tonight. So it looks like there's a really cool view over there. So we're going to head over and indulge in a little bit of wine.
Tell you a little bit about our wines. Other than our grapes out here,
we have cherry trees out front. You probably saw those. And so we make 3 cherry wines. We make a dry cherry, and then we make 2 semi-sweets. The cherry delight would be more like today's Village Inn cherry pie in a glass. And the one right below that is cherry nectar, and that would be more like grandma's sour cherry pie.
Do you usually have campers here every night?
Pretty much.
Everyone told us that we needed to come and have our coffee with the sunrise, so that's just what we're gonna do.
After a wonderful morning watching the sunrise with our coffee, we are on to our 3rd harvest host before we get to Rocky Mountain National Park. I don't know if we ever really explained how harvest host works, but how it kind of works is that you sign up for a membership and you can stay on any property in their system for free. So it includes a lot of wineries, breweries, farms.
There's one funeral home, right?
There's a lot of like really unique places. We've been staying on the wineries, and then we have a brewery coming up tonight. We are on night 3. The last 2 nights we have been completely boondocking with no electricity, water, sewer, any kind of hookups. That's the one thing you have to kind of think about when you're doing this, is that a lot of places don't have electricity, water hookups. Some do, so make sure you check if you do it, because you can get them at some places. But for the most part, you're off grid a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a touch. Nebraska, a little more than a touch, but.
Oh my gosh, that drive though, that was insane.
Yeah. This one is it looks really nice. It's both a winery and brewery, and it's called Max Creek. So apparently they have a creek there, a nice little fire pit area.
I'm so excited about a fire pit.
Oh, me too. We're gonna finish out this drive, and then once we get there, we'll show you around.
This morning is off to a rocking great start. We had one of our front stabilizer jacks break. Now, if you remember from the last video, we actually had our tongue jack break. So this was less than pleasant, not ideal. This bad boy, this tongue jack, decided to stop working. This is a different jack that is broken, so we had to remove that before we could get on the road. So we're about, a half hour ahead of, or behind schedule. I picked this spot specifically so when you open the door in the morning, you're looking at Winery.
All right. What are you doing over here?
Setting up some chairs. Come on, buddy.
Ooh, so we have a front row seat to the winery. This has become kind of like our tradition when we get to the harvest house. Nick sets up the camper, and I chase the kids around as they collect rocks and flowers, and then in a while we'll go get something to drink.
Sounds good to me.
That's what you got? What is it?
Flowers.
Pretty. Go run!
This one's a really good place for kids as far as like wineries go. He's like just standing there staring off into the sun. Look at him.
He's just wandering about.
Right? So they have like a fire, they have a creek back there you can hang out at when you're not at the camper, there's Wi-Fi on the patio. This is relative luxury.
Are you just eating plain honey?
No.
Oh.
What do you think I'm eating then?
Oh, are you making a sandwich?
Where's Everett? Where's
A
Everett?
cheese honey sandwich.
Do you know where you're going, Livy? Yeah. Because you're the leader. Where are you taking us? Now we're on the way to the fire pit and creek. Okay, Olivia, you have all of these fires to pick from. Which one are you gonna pick? Is this the lucky one?
No.
It's like Goldilocks. Is this the one you picked, Olivia?
Yeah.
The cool thing about these harvest hosts is we've stayed at 3 vastly different places, all pretty unique experiences and people, and it was a lot of fun, and it certainly beats spending the night in a Walmart. If you are going on a long road trip, I highly recommend it. We'll put a link below for some more information, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you follow us on social, and stay tuned. We're heading to Rocky Mountain National Park next, so let's get this long hilly drive over with.